Creating gold effects with colored pencils is as easy as 1, 2, 3. And you don't need actual metallic pigments. A few basic colors applied just right, and you can make anything glitter like gold. I've already colored most of this marble bust, leaving only the blindfold blank for this demo. I'm working on light cream paper, and my first step is to add some white highlights with my Prismacolor white. Do this step even if you're working on white paper already. It's for texture. And remember to stay consistent with your light source. For me, the light is coming from up and to the right, and you can already see it in the rest of the bust. And by the way, if you want to grab this exact illustration and practice on this actual grayscale drawing, I put a link in the video description and in the pinned comment. For your second color, you want to select something along the lines of light umber, a gentle woody brown. And with this color, we want to color across only in smooth, confident strokes. While adding white highlights took literally a minute, this step should take closer to 10. Take your time, don't rush this. If it takes half an hour, so be it. The method of shading is extremely important here. I'm going for a gold ribbon look, so I want to convey that gold ribbon texture. And that is why I'm only shading along the lines of the fabric, left to right, never cross-hatching or using circular motions. Every stroke here is not just for color, it's also for texture and realism. On the drawing, I've provided you with gentle guides on where the darker areas should go. But worry not. If your pools of darker color don't match mine perfectly, that's totally fine. It's a ribbon. It twists and turns and moves in all sorts of directions. If yours is a little bit different from mine, it's just natural. Make it your own. As long as you follow the direction of the fabric, you're golden. And speaking of golden, we're supposed to be coloring a gold ribbon, aren't we? How come we only have brown and white so far? When do we add the actual gold? Well, right about now. For your first golden yellow color, select something rich, like yellow ochre. This is our main color as well as our blender. As the main color, it will bring out a whole new hue while mixing with light umber, and as a blender, it will smooth out the actual texture. In my course Metallic Effects Masterclass, I start the journey with lessons on different colored metals. So if you're interested in the science of the colors behind effects like gold, silver, brass, iron, copper, tin, bronze, and so many more, you definitely want to take that course. You will also learn effects like oxidation, rust, scratches, and practice on fun coloring pages. I've designed and created all the practice illustrations specifically for this program. You only need colored pencils and paper. I'll teach you everything else. I will hold your hand tightly and guide you with every stroke of your pencil. This is our most ambitious and advanced program in the Academy yet. After completing this course, you'll have the skills to add incredible metallic effects to any coloring page out there, or to your own freehand drawings. The horizontal direction of shading is equally important in this step. The shading application will of course vary from object to object. The spheres, for instance, will be a whole different animal. While working with this yellow ochre, make sure to leave your white highlights actually white and cover everything else, especially the brown areas. At no point during this process am I using any pressure to achieve a stronger pigment. Layers only, never pressure. Pro tip, if you find it difficult to color with a light hand, hold your pencil further back. It may feel awkward and unstable at first, so try moving your hand up the pencil in small increments until you stop feeling wobbly. The further back and flatter you hold your pencil, the gentler your color application will be. If it's not bright enough, add more layers. But regardless of how delicate you are, if like me, you're working with wax pencils, at some point during your coloring, you may see these tiny clumps appear. They're like those annoying tiny little poofs that grow on old sweaters. Just brush them off. Literally, just grab a paintbrush and brush them off. Just make sure your brush is clean. You can often just blow them off your page, but I don't recommend using your hand to swipe them off. You may damage or smudge your coloring. Don't worry about these guys. They're a nuisance at worst. Just ignore them and color on. They're not hurting anything. Depending on the type of yellow gold you're going for, you may want to bring in a more vibrant yellow, like this canary yellow. I cover the different types of yellow, white, and red metals in Metallic Effects Masterclass in depth. How to pick the right colors, how to blend them, in which order, on which surfaces. In this case, I imagine this is 24 karat gold, so for me, it's going to be as yellow as it can possibly get. Canary yellow to the rescue. And you don't need a lot of this color either, just on the transition areas from brown to ochre to white. Remember to keep defending those white highlights. We need them pure white in the end. For anyone who's done any metallic effects with me in the past, you guys know that metals can only appear truly shiny if we achieve pure, strong contrast. And for that, we need to bring in our really dark hues, starting with this very dark brown. Fun fact, I used all the same pencils on the marble as I did on the ribbons. Same exact actual pencils. White, light umber, yellow ochre, canary yellow, dark brown, and black. Crazy, right? Same exact pencils, but clearly the effects are so different. One is obviously a gold ribbon, and one is obviously white shiny marble. So how? What's the sorcery? What's the trick? Honestly, it's just practice. It's not God-given talent or a muse whispering in my ear, it's repetition. I love experimenting with different textures. In fact, in the Academy, I even have a course called Textures that's dedicated to surfaces like ceramic, gold tassels, various fabrics, enamel, marble, all displayed on a pair of carnival masks. That's a super fun course too. You may want to check it out as well. The key to mastering all these effects and getting to the point where you can add them freely to any image is just doing it a lot and practicing on different subjects. Watch more videos, color more pages, take more courses. They don't have expiration dates, so don't feel rushed or overwhelmed. When you join a course, it's yours forever to go through as many times as you like. If you followed my instructions exactly so far, and nothing got smudged in the process, you should have perfect white highlights already on your golden ribbon. But in case they're not quite bright enough for you, here's a final trick for this project. Take a tiny dab of white acrylic paint with a clean paintbrush, no water, just dry brush, and gently add a couple of highlights right here. I already did this on the ribbon in her hair and also all over the marble bust. You may be able to spot these highlights now. Looks pretty awesome, right? And all without ever using specialty tools or metallic pigments. Now that you know how to color gold, check out this video on how to color silver. Coloring realistic metallic surfaces is a matter of color selection, order of color application, and understanding the nature of the metal you're working with. And of course, fun objects to color.